All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. And to set the house on fire. We're going to cover many topics. Okay, shalom, shalom. Okay, I'm back. Seem like I'm having problems, maybe in that area of the house, because it did that once before. Better now. Wonderful, wonderful. And I left off somewhere where I want to clam back onto. That's so I feel it in me. Okay. Many of you all don't have any idea of how to go into the closet, okay? Or really maybe never knew that you can go into such a private area with a higher presence, okay? Right there. I mean, for real, right there, okay? Yes, you can. And yes, he will. In Jude, what is it? Jude, was it Jude? Jude, chapter 1. Is that what we were? Yeah, chapter 1, verse 20. Jude, the Jude, Jude. Chapter 1, verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most high faith, praying in the Ruach HaKodesh. When you pray in the Ruach HaKodesh, you won't know what you're saying, because it's your spirit speaking to his spirit. They communing. And why are they communing? Because they know each other. Yes, they know each other. We still on the topic, setting the house on fire, y'all. In case y'all might not got the title of this message. We're going to set the house on fire tonight, okay? But I want to start off with saying to you all out there, learn now how to have a relationship with the Most High, a higher, okay, where he's running the whole overall, okay? Meaning when you go into the closet, it ain't for you to say, I want this. Can you do this? I want you to heal my body. I want you to give me this. I want you to show me this. Help me to do this. Help me. No, you don't want to hear your flesh. Why? Because he knows your needs. He knows your wants. He knows your desires. He knows what you need and how much of it you need. He knows what you don't need. So when you're going in there, this closet is not dedicated for you and what you want, okay? And what your family needs. It's dedicated for you and him, your spirit communing with his spirit. And I gave a couple of examples of how he will step in and you'll be communicating with him. Now, like I was saying, I had that car accident, and he was, the moment the lady hit me, the car was just totaled. I mean, it was just that bad. And he was talking to me because I felt like I was going into a shock because I never experienced that. And he was talking to me while I was in the car. The car was just like smoke. You couldn't even see anything, but you seen the airbags. And it was just smoking. And he said, clam in the back. He was telling me, clam in the back. Get out the back, clam in the back. Get out the back. Go to the back, Deborah. And he wasn't saying it like that. It was real quiet and calm. I seen a young man on the right door in the back. He couldn't even open the door. But I kept hearing the father say, clam in the back, Deborah. Open the door and get out on the back, out of the back. Now, I left all my purse. Everything was left in the car. So when I did what he was telling me to do, all of a sudden it was like, I think it was 3 Gentiles walked up to me, females, and they would say, are you okay? And they was like helping me because I couldn't walk, I couldn't move, I was in so much pain. And they set me right on the curb. And when I went down like this, he said, oh Father, I'm in so much pain. I looked up. Guess what, y'all? I was on that curb at that sewer. It's a sewer that was right there on that curb, sitting there. And he said, look at the ambulance. Look at the paramedics talking to the fire department. Look at the fire department. There ain't nobody coming to see about you. The father was just talking to me, just letting me know. See that? This same one was talking to me. I had a relationship with him already. I didn't wait till I was in this situation. Okay? It was a relationship that I have had with him, like I say, since I was a little girl. That's the whole purpose of going down in that basement. It's because I knew he exists at 4 years old. And when I get down there, I'm going to tell him about himself. That's the way I felt. I felt that I could talk to him just like I could talk to my siblings and my mother and my father. I just thought that, that's the relationship him and I had. But the closet, let me tell you, today, if you have not had a relationship with the Most High or higher in the closet, let me tell you something. You are not who you claim to be. And that's a bad place to be today. Because we finna set the house on fire with all this mess that's going on in the world. It don't make sense, but it makes sense. And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna change it nor move it out of your way. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So as today, it might seem like, everything's okay. And no, it ain't. I'm talking from the level of where I'm talking. It is not okay. Okay? I know what you feel is okay. It ain't bothering me, so I don't care. Oh, baby, it is bothering you. You just ain't got it here to know that. You see something going here. Learn to get in the closet and let the Holy Spirit commune with your spirit. Because the things that's actually taking place, it don't have to be to where you can recognize it in your flesh. Because your flesh, don't bother me. You can see it on CNN, NBC. You can see it all on YouTube. You can see it everywhere, and it won't even bother you. It won't even faze you. But if you write in your spirit, oh yes, it'll bother you. Because it'll bother you because your spirit can see it for what it is, and your flesh is saying, wow. Many people don't have a relationship with him. That's why he was saying to me, Deborah, I told you over and over and over and over. Just because they say they see don't mean they see. Just because they say they hear don't mean they hear. So I'm going to say that again. Just because you say you see don't mean you see. Just because you say you hear don't mean you hear. Because you really want to know the truth of the matter. If you ain't understanding things in spirit and truth, you're still out there in the midnight hour. And the saddest part, and the reason why the house got to be on fire, a lot of you ain't gonna make it. You're not. I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in, but I know what he has shared with me, because everybody is trying to role play this thing. It's so many it is so many people that been in the church for 40, 50 years, ain't never been in the closet with the Ruach HaKodesh. Ain't never been in there. Don't know what it's like. That means that your spirit has not communed with the Most High or higher in 40 and 50 years. But yet you claim to be his. This is what he says. I never knew you. Don't get up here and act like you know me and I know you. I never knew you. So you can role play that down here on this earth. and manipulate people to think that you know him. Try getting in that closet and really know him. Because this role playing, it only going to work down here. It ain't going to work when you stand before him. He going to tell you like he said. As an example, he left. They going to say they did all this because they knew my name. They used my name. They said my name. And they did it in my name. And I said, Father, what's this deal with your name? He said, they thought they was going to get up here and use that because they used it down there. But I never knew him, Deborah. I never knew him. See, and this here relationship with the Most High in the closet is so important. Because whatever go on in your life, and right now everybody might feel that everything is good to go and everything is okay, but baby, you ain't read the Bible. The Ruach ain't been your teacher. Because if so, it would have given you the upper hand in understanding the things that is before the world today. And we're going to talk about a lot of those things. And I want you all in the live chat, anything that's going on, let's talk about this thing and see what we as people of the Most High or higher that what has been in the closet with him have to say to those who have not been in the closet. Because if you ain't been in that closet, let me tell you something. You can get on your knees 24/24. It don't mean nothing. You're going to get up, go down, and get up the same person you went down praying, thinking you said something to him because you ruling the conversation, because you knowing what you hear what you saying, and you telling him all you doing is trying to make it look like you got some control. Baby, in the closet, you lose control. You lose control. That's how you go into the closet. You don't go into no closet thinking they are, I got to tell him about this, and I got to tell him I need this. Oh, no, I want him to know that I want him to give more time for this person. No. That's not the closet I'm talking about, y'all. That's your flesh closet. I'm talking about the Holy Ghost closet, the Ruach HaKodesh closet, where a higher abide. That closet, you better know how you go in, and you better understand when to come out. Because it's not a place that just anybody can enter in. I'm going to tell you, it's times where I have went into the closet. And I got up in there trying to be I was quiet, but I was feeling this thing, y'all. I was all emotion. He said, wait, emotional, tears start rolling. He said, hold up, Deborah, hold up. Wait a minute, hold up. What's all that about? What is all that about? Baby, you just enter onto the, what do you call it? Holy ground. What are you doing? That don't move me. That's for the flesh. I got to wipe them eyes real quick. And as he see that I had shut the flesh down, then he come in. And he began, not come in, he already in. He began to speak to me in spirit and in truth. You see what I'm saying? He began to speak to me a language I cannot interpret it. And guess what, y'all? I got the gift of interpreting tongues. But that tongue in the closet, I can't interpret. But I tell you, only thing I can come out of with is a higher. All my life, I come out knowing that's the only word I can remember when I go in and when I come out. You see? So I know that it got to be some connection to who he is. Because everything else, I don't even know what I said. But it's a battle. When you in that closet, that flesh sitting there all puffed up because it don't understand what's going on. It's trying to feel you. It's trying to get you to stop. It's complaining about how long you're going to be down there. It's complaining about, listen to you. You talking, you don't even understand what you're saying. The more it's about, only way you know you have entered into the closet with the Most High or higher is when your flesh start cutting up on the floor. Because the flesh know now, hey, she just stepped on holy ground and I can't come in. You darn right you can't. You're darn right you can't. See, and that's what he's mumbling about. He on the other side. She on the other side. My flesh is on the other side saying, ain't your legs hurting? How long you going to be down there? You don't even understand what's being said to you. Just talking to you in them thought patterns. While your mouth is communing with a higher in an unknown language. You see? See, the flesh is a powerful enemy of you, of yourself. And we let it rule. But I want you to know this. Let's go to Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. When it's time for him to judge you, guess what? Flesh ain't gonna even be present. But guess what's gonna be present? Your spirit gonna be present, taking the punishment for who your flesh was. Ain't that sad? That is so sad. Your spirit gonna be up for judgment before the throne, judging that which you did in your body, whether it was good or bad. A lot of people like to quote that, but they don't know good and bad is for the flesh. It is not for the spirit. You know, when he was telling Adam and Eve, he said, now thou hast, what he said, thou hast become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Good and evil, it was on the tree of knowledge. Good and evil was. Y'all never knew that, did you? Good, G-O-D, and evil was hand in hand. They was hand in hand on the evil tree in which Adam and Eve had taken up. That's where good and evil was. Let me get that. In Genesis chapter 2, I think that was chapter, no, or was it 3? Oh, it was 3. Genesis chapter 3, the Father said this. He said, wait a minute. Yeah, it was 3. It was 3. No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Let me get that right. Let me get that. Yeah, it was 3. Now, this is what it says. Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. And Ahiah said, behold me, look, man is become as one of us to know good and evil. You see, he's connecting good and evil together. That was on the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So it came hand in hand. A lot of people thinking, oh, no, we do good. We good. We good, but people don't understand. Ain't nobody good but Ahiah. And it's not the good that man called good. Just like love is not the love in Ahiah, it's give and gave. And the same way as good is, it's not the word good as we call good, okay? But it's a word, but it's not the word they use as good and evil. Listen to what he says in Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. And Ahiah said, behold, man is become as one of us to know. Now he has the knowledge, good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take the tree of life. And what else do he have to do? Not only do he put forth his hand and he take of the tree of life. Watch this here. And eat and live forever. So good and evil, or good ain't good enough. Only thing good enough is when you take from the tree of life and eat and live forever. You see, that means taking it in. So good is not good enough in the eyes of Yah. So a lot of people would say, okay, they go into the closet and they're thinking that they're going to rule the conversation. No. You heard all the old hymns of our mothers singing songs about in the closet. I went into the closet. I went into the closet. A lot of them had it wrong, because the closet ain't something that you go in and say what you want to say. Oh, no. See, there is a holy closet. Okay? that when you come in, you now on holy ground. You see, this is how potent it is and important it is to have that type of relationship where you can go into the closet and commune with him. And when you shut your mouth and hear with your ear, that is spirit, what a higher is saying to your spirit, you can hear it. You don't even have to know what it said. But when you come out of that closet, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that thing. Oh, no, y'all don't know what I'm talking about now. Y'all lost now. You see? Because, see, we want to go in the closet and we want to role play everything. What we about to, let me stop saying that because the Father want me to stop saying what we about to go through. He said, no, Deborah, just because they don't see what they going through, don't mean they ain't going through it already. What we are experiencing in life in this day in which we are in, the Bible called it in that day, is off the chain. You know, I think about how he told me, he said, when I told you in Deuteronomy, he had me to go back there 3 times. And he said, you see, all this time I've been capturing it 1 time, but it's in there 3 times. Saying, you shall go mad for the sight of what you shall see. Now, why is Sister Deborah going mad for what she's seeing and you walking around like it ain't nothing? It don't make sense, do it? It doesn't make sense. If Sister Deborah see it and you see it, then therefore you ain't who you think you are. It ain't Sister Deborah's issue. It's your issue. So I'm telling you all, if I'm telling you this is not because I'm going to give you a birthday present. I'm telling you this because, look, Ahia wants you to know you're playing a game and he's not a part of it. And get caught out there thinking you're going to be able to call on him and he ain't coming. That's what people don't understand. He ain't coming. It's over, y'all. It's finished. But if you go into that closet, that's a different story. You enter in, that's a different story. He got to come off the throne. See, that's the difference, y'all. See the power in that? That's totally different. Totally different. Let's go there. What did it say in Jude? Chapter 1, verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith. Most holy faith, praying in the Ruach HaKodesh. Baby, this thing is real. Because what we thinking is, I'm going to tell you something. This is what Sister Deborah is seeing as a prophetess in the wilderness. I see people trying to orchestrate their way through. Oh, this is going to happen to them, but not to me. This is going to happen and I'm going to be okay, but they are not. Oh, no, baby, it's going to happen to you. You're going to have to be in the right place in your spirit. You're going to have to be in the right place in your spirit to be protected. Okay? You ain't going to be in it. It ain't about being in the right place in your flesh. See, that's where the problem's at. We thinking, oh, in the flesh, as long as I can do this and do this and do it this way and do this and pretend this and do this and say I'm this and say I'm that. That's where the problem is at. If you can't go into the closet and feel him and know that you're on holy ground, know that your mouth is closed and outside of the words being out of your speaking out of your mouth, that you can't even understand what it's saying. You know what? If you ain't doing that, you ain't who you think you are. You ain't who you think you are. And the reason why it's such a blessed gift to you all is because people have been role playing for quite a long time. And y'all say they don't care if they role play on him. And I believe that. If he said, I believe it. Can't nobody change to me. When he tells me that, I believe him. Because I see these things. I see a lot of role playing, a lot of acting, and a lot of routining, doing routine things over and over and over and over and over. Oh, no. That is not a hype. You don't have to routine nothing with him. Doing something over and over and over and over and over, thinking it's going to cause him to really focus on what you're doing over and over and over and over and over. No, he ain't that. And he ain't going to be. The house needs to be on fire. The fire is already kindled and it's already set on the earth. The house needs to be on fire so that the people may be burned in their flesh and their spirit may be redeemed out of the ashes. You got to die daily. You got to burn that flesh. And I ain't talking about natural. You got to send that flesh where it's going to go. And I ain't talking about natural. It always was told, get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit so that your spirit can reign and commune with a higher. It can't commune if you let your flesh rule. Let me see here in this here verse that I have. You have to be, it ain't Sister Deborah knowing what you're saying, knowing what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's about, wait a minute, do he see me? Oh, he knows what I'm doing. Oh, I better not, it ain't about Sister Deborah. I'm just like you just like me. We flesh and we spirit. But one thing about Sister Deborah, and I'm not saying that it ain't with you, but Sister Deborah, no. This doing nasty, ugly flesh sits down because it don't rule nothing. Don't rule nothing. And I've learned that throughout all these years, trying him trying me. And we're not supposed to try him. But me, I told you I didn't have any sense. And I just thank him for knowing that I don't have no sense. I'm talking about the flesh, y'all. The reality of it. Ain't got no sense. Like I told you the other day, this guy had a gun up to this lady, pointing it to her. And I'm stopping and asking him, do you have a problem? Or no, I didn't say, do you have, are you okay? And he just looked at me with the biggest smile, put that gun away. But I'm just showing you sense. I ain't got none and I don't care. But it catch me on the other side in spirit and truth. Then you in trouble, not me. We need to find ourselves in a place with the Most High or higher. Not just for us, but we need to start with us. So our families and our children, our wives and our husbands, you being in the closet, guess what? A higher will bless your whole household. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Because he said, I don't need nothing but one light lit. All I need, Deborah, is one light lit. Oh, yeah. All I need is one, Deborah. All I need is one. It'll light the whole house. So it's so important to not have a relationship with this YouTube and Patriot and Twitter and Facebook. Have a relationship with him. Go into that closet. And when you come out, the feeling that you have, you're going to say, you mean to tell me I'm 100 years old and that feels good? Yes, it does. Try it. But don't go in there thinking you're going to rule it. You're going to go in there and tell him. You're going to show him. You're going to see what this old lady talking about. No, baby. You bent. You get in there and get caught up with Satan. See, this thing is real. You see? So in here, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ. The judgment seat of Christ is where that power is. Don't come up there messing with that power, y'all. You got the wrong one. You messing with the wrong one. Okay, here he say, verse 10, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a homicide, which they say here, Christ. Now listen to this. Do you think that since Sister Deborah is a prophetess, she's taught by a higher in the wilderness, he's been dealing with her since she was 4, that she don't have to enter in that, come to that judgment? Oh, yes, she do. Oh, yes, she do. We all gonna come before the judgment seat of Christ. Now watch what it says. That everyone may receive the things they done in their bodies. Hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up, Father, y'all. Their body ain't in heaven. It's in the dirt. So why are they paying the consequence for what they did in the body and the body in the earth? Why? Because your spirit is not supposed to let your body, hallelujah, have dominion over it. Hallelujah. Let's set the house on fire. You want to say something? Yeah, say something about that. See, that's what people don't know. They've been on this devil platform teaching you all for years. Now listen to what it says here. Come the judgment. That everyone may receive the things done in his body. Listen to this. According to that he has done, whether it be good or bad. Good and evil. That's the same thing. Okay? Wait a minute. But Father, the body is in the ground down there. My body down yonder. It's down in the ground. How is it going to stand before the judgment seat? Because of everything that flesh done. Whether it's good or bad. Your post spirit going to have to stand for judgment. For it. Hallelujah. For it. You see? You see how men run around here get 7 wives? Oh, it's good. David did it. They did it, and didn't even understand. Yeshua even told, the Pharisees, I think it was, that, wait a minute, Moses only let y'all do that because of the wickedness of your heart. But from the beginning, hallelujah, that's where it's at, y'all, in the beginning. What was the intent or the purpose of y'all from the beginning? You're doing what you want to do because sin didn't hit on. See, they're so ignorant. They don't understand that when sin hit the land, that means any and everything goes. Look at Solomon and Gomorrah. Everything, any and everything. Men begin to treat women like they are animals. They are property. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father. Yeah. Hold up. Didn't you say they are supposed to do this together? Didn't you call them them? And then you told them what they're supposed to do together. How did them become him and she become the property? Well, Deborah, let me tell you. When I said it, it was no sin. What they created after sin came and hit is what they're going to pay for. You get it? They're going to pay the consequences for everything their flesh has done, which is their body. Now, what did the body say? What the body said? I'm in the grave. I knew where I had to go. I know where my judgment is in the grave, going back from where I come from. And everything I did. Your spirit gonna have to pay for it. You see what I'm saying, y'all? You see how you messed up from the floor up? Your spirit is gonna have to pay the consequences of the flesh that knew its destiny was the ground. It knew it. It didn't have to get in the lake of fire. It can do whatever the devil tells him to do, and he'll be okay. Why? He's going back to the earth in which it comes. And everything it did in your spirit, now, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he has done, whether it be good or bad. So if you're thinking that you can walk around here and have your head wrapped, dress all on the ground, as long as it's I don't know what, looking like a slave that escaped from the woods, Because you got on fringes. You got this big old wood around your neck. You have people tell you you're not supposed to wear crosses. That's true. But while you're able to wear wood around your neck and then have a higher on it, he said, don't deal with me on wood and stones. They can't worship me. So don't do it. They don't care. We selling them. We don't care what he said. Don't y'all wear crosses. That's what the Hebrew Israelites say. Don't wear crosses, y'all. That's not right. That's not a good thing. But then you can make mess. He said, don't worship him with wood and stones, because he knew that they would build all kind of things, because that's who they forefathers were. Always finding idle things to worship. You ain't got no business with no wood balls or whatever and then have his name on it. Wait a minute. My Ahaya is deeper than a piece of wood you didn't carve to sell. Come on now. You can't worship that. It ain't got no business nowhere near your body. Nowhere. But the men run around here with what? All they little wood things that they done made and clarified, justified, and identified as righteous. And then they sitting there with about 5 or 6 verses in the Bible telling you, Ahaya said, thou shalt not worship wood and stone. That means don't take no wood and nothing in stone and carve it and make it something to worship me. It has no dealings. It can't worship me. Tell me what tree can worship the Father. Tell me what bricks can worship the Father. He telling you something to make a lot of sense. But then you don't tell people you got to have your head right. Women, you shut up. So we can walk around here and do everything against him. Like we've been doing it. Shut your mouth, Deborah. We want to continue to do what we've been doing. That's how we got over here. So just shut up and let us do it. That's the mindset. Why? Because that's what they did in time past. And if you didn't shut up, they killed the prophets. But let me tell you something. Ahaya never let them put their hands on the prophetess. They better watch themselves, because they don't know who they're dealing with. They really don't. So what happens? Here it is. You're being judged at the seat of Christ. You're about to be judged. The body down in there in the ground, y'all, mixed with nothing. It's gone. It's gone. And it's got you, your destiny, to either the lake of fire or the New Jerusalem. Your flesh did that to you. You see how it's important? Flesh to the curb. Don't listen to it. Don't let it tell you to do wrong over right. Don't let it be unjust amongst what is just. Don't let it do that, because I know it's easy to say, but right here, it's letting you know whether you did it in your body good or bad, you're still going to be judged on it. Why? Because you let your flesh have dominion over your spirit, in which I, Ahaya, could have abided. But because you let your flesh rule, that's why you got all these churches on every corner. You got all these Catholic churches all over the world. We got all these synagogues and all these temples and all these Hebrew Israelite camps. And you notice not now one of the camps can come on one accord. But Satan Catholic churches, they all in one. They all in one. See how Satan can come to one? But those who say, Ahaya, can't come on one accord. The house, it's time to burn the house. And not to burn the house, it's time to set the house on fire and let the truth be told. Not one of them can come together, y'all. Not one camp, not one group, not one church. None of them can come together. Oh, we Maureen's. Oh no, we're Sears. Oh no, we Watchmen. What are you watching for? The news? Satan to put something on YouTube? Satan to put something on the news? What are you watching for? Because Ahaya don't need you to watch over the flesh. He needs you to talk to the spirit. And if you ain't of the spirit, you can't say nothing and watch over the spirit of man if you cannot watch over your own spirit. Sit down. Stop the clowning. You better sit down. A lot of people look at, you saying things and think, okay, this is how the Bible even said. They say it hasn't happened, or it's not going to happen. It hasn't happened. Baby, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Don't let me have to video my mom. And she'll tell you when she say something, you better watch yourself. Because you just don't know. How you don't have to answer to you nor me on the time that he said. If I said it, you're going to see it. And when you see it, guess what? Most of them won't even remember that it was said because they're in the flesh. They so rooted in the flesh. When the words of the Most High come to pass before the people, they won't even see it because they're in the flesh. They're walking in the darkness, but it will come to pass. And I don't have to check it. I don't have to check and see. I don't have to say when it's coming. No, I don't. I've seen it in my life, y'all, too many times. Oh, yes. Too many times he came for my rescue. To my rescue. Too many times he brought things down on my behalf. Don't tell me who I deal with. You better be worried about yourself. Because all this monkeying around in this day and time, let me tell you, keep monkeying around and jumping from tree to tree. See where you go. You're going to end up running into a tree and it's going to knock you straight on your back and you ain't going to be able to get up. Because what Sister Deborah is telling you is this here. If you don't hold a relationship with him in the spirit, you can't go into closet and commune with him. You want to go do it your way. Watch this. Something happens. Now you want to call for the church. You want to call everybody to pray. Guess what? I don't care if the whole world pray. Don't wake nobody up because the world pray. Y'all ain't gonna change. He ain't coming. What part of y'all don't get? What part that you didn't get? Only way he came to me in that accident was spirit. Just let me see the world ain't for you. I am. You on this curve by yourself, but where are they? They supposed to be working on you, seeing where you hurt, seeing what they can do to you, putting you on a stretcher. Or they doing that, Deborah? Ahia was giving me a revelation to live with and keep in the race. Why? Because if you see this now, Deborah. See, Deborah, I can give it to you to tell. But most things I've given you is what I allow you to experience. And that's why you can tell somebody something. You see? Most of them can't tell nobody nothing because they don't have no testimony. All wrapped around me is testimony. You just can't see them. I'm a living, walking testimony. What he is, was, and what he's going to be, and how he has been. I'm a living testimony to the right hand. So that's why I talk the way I talk. That's the way I think. That's the way I feel. Because I'm a living testimony to what that right hand can do and what it has done. So all this monkeying around, playing around, okay, keep it up. Keep it up. Let that sickness hit your body. Let that headache hit your body. Everything you have ain't going to ease the pain. So, but if you in the... Oh, he'll bring you out. He'll bring you out. Oh, they still don't want to deal with him like that. Because everybody wants to monkey around and think this thing is about them. Think, oh, I don't need to go into the closet. I don't need to commune with him like that. I know him better than that. Or I don't know him like that. You're right, you don't know him. He said you didn't. So you about right. He said he never knew you either. So you about right. Ahia is not coming, you guys, like y'all think he's coming. So while you setting up from the flow up things and planning this and planning that, you are off. What Sister Deborah said this here. Only thing I'm planning is to get out in the field, lay my tail on that ground, look up and just commune with him. Can I do that now? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I can. I commune with him all the time throughout the day. Yes, I can. But because I've seen what is about to take, not about, I got to stop it because he told me to stop saying it. What is taking place? What I can see. Let me tell you something. You're going to wish you was out there with Sister Deborah. Her whole mindset of being out there. You're going to wish that. You're going to sit back and reminisce and hope that you can get to where Sister Deborah talking about going. No. People don't believe that because they can't go where you're going. I got to make my own. I got to do mine. You better watch yourself because I don't care where you at and what you do. Y'all would bring anything you got going down after he lets you hear what he have given and told the prophetess. You want to go? Go. They traveled all over the place to get to the prophetess so she can tell them what they should do, who they should fight, where we should go. And then turn around and judge any and everybody. Everybody think that the Father has forsaken all of that because they got, what is it? I got a choice. This is my will. He gave me a free will. You don't even know what a free will is. It's a free fool to send your tail down there to the hellhole. That's what you got the free will to do. To send your tail straight down to the lake of fire. That's your free will. You want to have a free will? That's your free will. To go to the lake of fire. That's your free will. Somebody with that mindset that don't understand this thing is spirit and truth. He said we fight not against flesh and blood. And I'm going to tell you about that. Let me tell you what he said the other day. I heard a person covering that topic. Oh, Father said that we fight not against flesh and blood, but principalities in high places. See what I'm saying? He letting you know flesh ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to even fight about. It ain't nothing to even be caught up in. It ain't nothing to be worried about. He's not talking about we're not flat. You know what? Let me show you how they messed that up. People thinking he's saying, don't fight against flesh and blood when you see people, because the fight ain't them. But guess what? He said the fight is spiritual. But what they didn't know, which you all might not have known, but Sister Deborah gonna say it whether you knew it or not, and you don't have to even believe it. Where I'm at now in Ohio, I don't care either. I'm like my father. Whatever. I've gotten to that point because that's where he took me. We fight not against flesh and blood. Why? Because flesh and blood go in one place. One place. But then he said you fight what? Against principalities in high places. We fight against spirits. Each flesh has a spirit. You see how they got away with that? So if you're not, set an example. Say, for instance, you all had a gathering, a family reunion, and you all went. You get to this family reunion, and you got several people doing things, or things are going on. What is in them? He said our worst enemy is self. Because our self is too ignorant to know that there's another part of us. That's why we are our own worst enemy. We don't understand our flesh battles with our spirit daily, all day long. Because the flesh is not willing, but the spirit willing to hear the Father, willing to want to be on a higher side. But the flesh, I ain't got nothing to do with him. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And it normally wins. That's why he called your flesh your worst enemy. You won't find no scriptures in here that says Satan is your worst enemy. You know why? Satan don't have dominion over those Ahia has chosen. You see? Satan is not your worst enemy. It's your flesh. We fight not against flesh and blood. Why? Because flesh ain't nothing to fight. It's going in the ground. But we fight against principalities, spirits in high places. We got a spirit in us. Our spirit If it does what our flesh says, then we're fighting against that individual spirit. People don't understand. When you bring people in your, say for instance, you have a family union, and some people bring their ex-wife or their fiance or their male friend, or a guy might bring his basketball players to the family union. Do you all know that all that flesh is there? But those, each and every last one of them have a spirit. So you don't know nothing about nan one of their spirits. You don't know a thing about the spirits that you amongst, that you around. And that's the thing that I always try to keep in mind when the Father is dealing with me and he's allowing me to go in the midst, is that I'm not dealing with this flesh. I'm dealing with something powerful than their flesh. Their spirit can be as wicked as their flesh is. It can be their spirit. Their spirit entertain other spirits, and then they come in there. So you don't know who you got. Somebody knock on your door. It looked like a man dressed in a suit, saying that he's selling this, or but his spirit, you don't know. If it's going to be a warfare, it's going to be his spirit, child. People said principality in high place. They think only Satan. Wake up! Your spirit and spirits around you. You go to college. You can have people hating on you and don't know why. You ain't never seen them, never knew them. They don't like you. They talking about you. They put holes in your tire. You ain't fighting that flesh. You fighting that person's spirit. They never taught y'all that. When you having issues with your children, baby, look, he's telling you, you ain't fighting that flesh. You fighting his spirit. When the husband have problem with his wife, he ain't fighting that flesh. You fighting her spirit. When the wife have problem with her husband, you ain't fighting that flesh. You fighting that spirit. Because the spirit, it is the worstest one to fight when you're not fighting the flesh, because all kind of other spirits can be detached to that spirit. That's why it's called principalities in high places. We all have a spirit and we have forsaken it because we believe in the soul. And that's another messed up from the floor. And people confused because they can't see the difference. Once you're able to separate the flesh from the spirit and the spirit from the flesh, you on the first stage, because you know it's two of them. When you realize this is your worstest enemy toward this is not the worstest enemy. This flesh is your worstest enemy. You see? This here, your spirit is not. But when you let your flesh rule over this spirit, then this spirit is worse as it's just as worse as your flesh. Because that's what's going to stand in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Going to stand before Christ come judgment. Everything you did in your body, your flesh, it's your spirit's going to be held accountable. That's why he said, spirit, get that flesh under the subjection. Tell it to sit down. Tell it to shut up. Close its mouth. Stop being disrespectful. Stop saying things you ain't got no business saying. You see? It'll mess you up from the floor. Every chance it gets. Why? Because it knows I'm going back to the ground. I'm going back to the ground. I'm going to mess you up. So when you come in before the throne, everything I get you to do, while you here, you're going to be judged for it. See? People don't think of it like that. They think it all just, I can just be holier than thou. I can do this. I can do that. Oh, I'm going to the kingdom. Okay, you keep on thinking you going to the kingdom. I'm sure the ones he gave as an example, they going to be saved. He ain't saying no one. I did that. And then they got the audacity to use the name like these people, Hebrew Israelites, do now. Thinking the name gonna get them where they need to go. Baby, you lost without a cause. And let me tell you something. You don't even need a cause. You just lost. Because the truth of the matter, is you ain't gonna be able to pull all that on him. Now the problem is today is there is a many things taking places. I mean, from putting stuff in water, putting stuff in food, putting extra sugar in stuff, putting extra chemicals in stuff. You know what? They ready to close the book. They are ready to close the book. And you know what else? Ahia is too. But he gonna beat them at the punch because he got the day and the hour and the minute and the second and when he gonna do that. So they can be ready all they want. But what is actually happening is there is such a heavy judgment to where no one is paying any attention to the judgment of the Most High or higher. They think this is the norm now. Everything that's going on, oh, it's okay. It's the norm. Anything that you see, you best take it serious. It's not the norm. It's coming to give you an upper hand on what's going on. Pitch midnight, in the pitch midnight, meaning evil is at its highest. And we running around here thinking, and you know, you get, it's no more time. We don't even have the time to keep spending on us as women and us as men and us as heathens and us as Gentiles. And you know what? Ahia ain't even in that clique right now. He ain't even in that clique. That's why you better try to click up with spirit and truth of all matters and go into that closet and have a relationship with him. Because the things that he's going to allow them to do, guess what? Whether you go in the closet now or later, you better hope that you can find him in there because they're going to do it. They're going to do things and they are doing it. Let me stop saying they're going to. They are doing it. A whole bunch of things. I mean, the level of where you think people call it perpetual hate. Oh, baby, we off the chain of perpetual hate. It's way worse than that. And I sit back and I was going into the store and I looked at how we as a people conduct ourselves. And I come to the conclusion, if we have wronged the Creator since the beginning of time, ain't nothing about us going to be right. Ain't nothing. Because we have wronged everything he stood for and he stand for. He say up, we say down. He said left, we say right. He said light, we say dark. Everything that he stands for, we make right up in it on the opposite side of what he said. And we feel that, this is what I think is really sad. There is the tribe of Judah really feel that the father owed them something. He actually owed them something. And they base it on Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But they don't understand. If he had to get one out of all the tribes, just one, and take that one over to the promised land, they so ignorant. That one that said Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if they get one seed, one out of that lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob's seed, take it over to the promised land, it has fully been fulfilled. Fully. That's just how easy it is. That's how easy it is. And that's how simple it's going to be. He don't have to put up with what you doing and how you conducting yourself. He don't have to do that. Hold up. Someone's at my door and they should not be. Who is it? It might have been my phone. But he's not going to he don't have to answer to us. We need to get that. That's another monkey we need to get out off our back. We need to get that monkey off our back, thinking that he has to answer to us. He has to fulfill something for us. And what? Tell me one thing you fulfill for him. What have you done for him lately that he have said that we should do? But we feel that he has to answer to us. He has to do what he's supposed to do for us. And let me tell y'all something that's really sick to me. People run around and they sit and say, United States, Britain, and others who was involved. Iraq, it wasn't Iraq. I don't know if it wasn't called Iraq, I don't think. But Iraq, they was all involved in that. Russia wasn't. And I don't think China was. But they was all involved in that slave trade. But if you ever have any sense, and you ain't got none, you ain't. Because you're still lost without a cause. But if you ever have any sense and think, before they poured up with those ships to bring you over here, who had you first? In cages. The place that they call Africa, that land had you as slaves. You were slaves there before you even were slaves here. So look like African would owe you some reparations, what they call it, reparations. Them too, but you first got to go with the one that turned you over to them. Why is it the people you don't hear them talk about that? I think it had to be maybe 3.5 years ago, African, I don't know, ambassador or somebody in Africa, it was like 4 or 5 African men were on television in their country, and it was shown on CNN, YouTube, Facebook, where they were apologizing in being partaker in the Atlanta slave trade. You see? How is it that we still blind, dumb, ignorant, and destroyed when it come down to truth? We ain't got it because it started there. And you sit and see the history, and it's showing you that these people were coming a place to get you as if you were already slaves before they received you. Why ain't nobody talking about that? Why do everybody want you to go back to Africa? Why everybody wants you to go to a place that had the number one position of selling us off? Now, was it the will of the Father? Yes. Was it connected to the curse itself? No. He spoke to Abraham, a land that they knew not of, they were going to enter in. That started the curse. So what went on in Africa? See, y'all just don't understand. Africa played the biggest role than anything because they knew nothing about slaves. Only Africa knew slaves. They had their own people in slavery. And then they had us in slavery. They wanted to sell us to them. That's how we got over here. Now, the curse started when we got on those ships. That's when the curse started. So therefore, what was taking place in Africa before we got on them ships? You see? Sin, wicked and evil, African. Those people there who we keep thinking, since we the same color, we the same people. That's a lie. I see in the biblical talking about he's going to destroy Ethiopia. Now we know that those are some of our people there. Since we still have tribes over there. We still have tribes, but we got to stop lying that because we got tribes over there, Africa is our home. Why is it you got so many stations that black men, how would I say it, have, and they just as lost up here as it says in Deuteronomy, the end game. And I'm listening to them talking about we need to go back to our homeland. I just don't, it's just so powerful to me to hear the people say the same darn thing over and over and over and over till it becomes what they believe, without dissecting the fact that you sitting here hooping and hollering about British, American, the Middle East, and who all had slaves and took slaves. Don't forget, the curse started once we got on the ship. That was the Father's will. Once we got on the ships and were brought over here. That's what he told Abraham. Okay? Now, what was going on with us before that time? These darn African people, they turned us into slaves. They labeled us as slaves. They knew that we weren't them. They knew that. They didn't claim us as them. They knew we weren't. But now, year 2022, you got all these Negroes. We need to go back to Africa, our homeland. It's a sad thing. This is the sort of people that's leading these people. It's people who, you know what I think? And it's coming to me right now. It's coming to me when he says strong delusion. When Ahias has issued a strong delusion, there's no other way they're going to see anything. And I think a lot of that is taking place today. And that there will be a comfort to me to know that if I would just look at the fact that the Father Ahia said that there's going to be, he's going to pour out a strong delusion that they will not believe. Because with me, I'm looking at Deuteronomy 28, the end game, they're gone. But what I realized, they've been gone longer than when I come to the knowledge that they were gone. They've been gone. Because that's why y'all never think, why is it they can't unite? Every nation can unite. Every group of people can unite. Why is it we, the children, and yet we can't even unite through all the struggles and the hard times that we've had? When I go out today, like when I was out, all I saw was all our Negro men with their pants all the way down to their knees. Old and young. I kid you not, child. I wouldn't lie. But yet, how can you conduct yourself with your underclothes showing, but you saying they doing something to you and you want somebody to respect you and you can't even respect yourself? And women walking with these men and won't pull up their clothes and won't, it's y'all. Who on the earth, let's say this here, there's four corners. Okay, let's say just four corners. Okay, we know that it can't be like the corners because this thing is not, it's like a dome. Okay, but when we say corners, we have to picture it in spirit and in truth. He's letting you know he's the whole world, surrounding the whole world. Okay, he's coming to all the corners, which there's no corners, all the surroundings of the world is where he's gonna bring his out. But just let's say here, why is it the tribe of Judah is the only nation or tribe or nation that walks around with their pants showing their butt or their underwear? Why? And you know what we do? We make that right. We make everything wrong, but make that right. Everything that we have came up in and around, we have made wrong right and right wrong. In our whole tribe, in the tribe of Judah, nothing, and this is why there's no unity. You know, he never said that we couldn't come together. You see, you're going to still be cursed, but you can come together. He did not say that we couldn't. And even after the 400 years, we are worse in a worse situation than we were before the 400 years. You see? And if you don't believe it, do your own little search and see where your people are at today versus 5 years ago. See it. Big difference. The mindset is totally gone today. It's so gone, it's totally different than 5 years ago. Nobody says anything. I noticed that we blame any and everything, but never blame ourselves. We never say when we ain't doing what we supposed to do. We need to stop this. We need to stop that. You don't hear not one pastor, one bishop, no seers, no watchmen, no mooring, nobody saying, look, y'all, standing on the mountaintop, proclaiming just, proclaiming righteous. You don't see them. They be on this devil platform trying to get their church in control. How are they trying to get them in control? Because they want rulership. They want to be a king. They want to be a leader, but they didn't understand. If Ahiah didn't call you with a holy calling for administrative position, you need to sit your tail down. I don't care if you give your wife what her order to be this, and she give you your order to be this. You both need to sit your tails down. Because Ahiah ain't gave you no order. Because if he did, you'd be speaking spirit and truth. And not this yang, yang, yang about the world. That's the big difference. It's a big difference. You see? They sell out. And they become, to me, like agents. And they ain't even hired them as agents. They just be participating. That's why they never get cut off of YouTube. Because they rather do everything for YouTube, so YouTube can see them going up against their own people. And that's what they do. They don't do nothing productive, nothing spirit and truth, nothing that's going to lead the people to even think about uniting. They'll tell you we can't unite because this. A lot of them does that when they think they got their way set for them. Oh, I got all I need. I got where I want to be. I got what I want. That's them. I can talk to them. See, they want to talk to you when they think they got them together. You see? But they ain't teaching you anything spirit and truth. So they can afford to do that because they could care less. You see? We as people thinking that we're going to be ushered out of here in the way we been taught in the last 10 years. It ain't gonna go your way, baby. It's not going that route. It's not going. And the only thing that makes me feel okay about saying it is I seen it and I look at the idea is let them go on, keep thinking that. It ain't gonna stop me from saying it, but let them go on, keep thinking that. Because people don't understand your day, no hour. You don't know if you're gonna drop today, tomorrow, next week. You don't know. So where are you at today? Huh? Trying to get to where you need to be tomorrow? Is that where you're at today? You see? What if you lay down and don't wake up? Then what? Oh, that can't happen to me. I got things to do. I got places to go. He ain't gonna do that. See, they know him so well. So they know that they ain't got what it takes to even go into the closet with him. To have some sort of relationship with him. Because they think he on their time, not them on his time. And all this crap that's going on, y'all, it is too much of it for us to continue to think that it's okay for it to be that it's okay to see these things and behold these things and just think that, okay, all is well. You know, it's been 4 days now. I remember in the kitchen, I was standing in the kitchen and the father said to me, he said, and I was washing dishes and I was finished washing dishes and I just turned like toward the kitchen table. And he said, I spoke to do this, but they did this. And I was like, you spoke to do this, but they did this. And then he said, they didn't do it my way. They did it their way. I was like, wow. And then I began to say to the Father, how is it I knew that? You know what I'm saying? I said, I knew that. I felt that. See, a lot of people think things are happening because they got the power to make things happen and to do the things that they want to do. They don't know how a higher is orchestrating things. Because when he said that, he was saying it like, I said this, but they did this. And then he began to tell me how everything that is, I said this, but the word did this. I told Abraham and Isaac and Jacob this, and they followed that. But people today that's called themselves, you tell them this, they do that. They don't never hear the voice of a higher, because it's not going to be what you say. It's going to be what he said. So if a higher told you to do something and you turn around and did what you want to do because that best fit your flesh, you don't have to answer to that. And you might have to answer to it in the flesh instead of the spirit realm, meaning judgment. Because there are many scriptures where he said, I said this and you did this. And there's always a heavy consequence. And that's what I think is sad. Because when he said it to me, it was like to me, whatever. But I felt that already, Father. I knew that. Because the way Yah does things, he's not going to have caught nothing. He ain't going to have do anything. And if he said, Deborah, you do this, and I go and I said, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do it a little like this. You see what I'm saying? Then I'd say to him, no, I heard you, and I heard you loud and clear, but I'm going to do it, Father, I'm just going to do it my way. You see? And that's what he was telling me in the kitchen 4 days ago. And I was like, wow, but Father, I almost felt that. I felt that because the reason, things that he does for a reason and a purpose. People are going to miss out, and they're going to be able to look back in life. And it's not going to be like a long ways. I'm talking about in a year. And they're going to look back and say, if it's any way I can get back to, no, y'all going to say, no, you did it your way. When I made that way clear, you never followed what I said to do. You did what you wanted to do. You see? So I like the Most High bringing that to me, because guess what? I felt that. I felt that before he even told me. I said, Father, you know what? I felt that same way. So that was really his intent. It wasn't that a person do it their way. It was supposed to have been done the way he told them to do it. But it couldn't overshadow their flesh to do it the way he say do it. They did it the way that pleases their flesh. So that is also be very cautious. Be very cautious. The reason why I say that is if you have not heard the voice of the Most High speaks to you, that's another reason why you need to ask him, can I enter into the closet? Because a higher, when he speaks, he says it so humble, so low, so quiet voice in your spirit. But if you are not ready to receive what he say, because what he's saying is, this is the reason why I'm saying this is because she's this in me, and I want you to do this. But see, in people's like, oh no, I got to do what pleases me. I got to prepare for me and mine. But see, that's those who don't understand. You setting yourself up from the floor up, because when he say to me to do something, I don't estimate. But then again, I also feels his warm voice when it speaks to me, and it has been throughout years. So that's another reason why I know that I can't play with when he say this. When he say do this, I can't play with it like most people, because I know that fear of who he is in me, and that if I know his voice, and I tell y'all, he talks to me every day. He always speaks to me on a topic, or Deborah, this, and this, almost like always refreshing me. It's not like, okay, sometimes, a lot of times, he give me stuff, I'd be like, wow, that's powerful. Because he clams on top of stuff that he already done giving you, and you be like, wow, where did that come from? So when he does that, I love it. I love it. And I like it when I'm in the water and he deals with me. I like it when he tells me to read and he show me and won't let me out, because he wants me to just read it and see it be so plain. Y'all, have a higher ever in his spirit have you read it and showing you all kind of revelation in one verse and just constantly showing you what he's saying? That to me, that's beautiful. I think it is. Matter of fact, I know it is. And we as individuals, we want to really embrace a higher, the way we want to feel him, the way we want to know him, the relationship we want with him. But okay, he said we are winding down. That's where we at. Winding down. So any and everything could happen. You're not going to know, and you're not going to pin the day, the hour. A lot of people think they can, when I catch that, I cross that bridge when I get to it, meaning I'm waiting on these things in which they said happen. And when it happened, I'm going to be able to do did. Father says it's winding down. And I ain't seeing nothing no different than what Noah was saying to the people to come out of the rain. It's going to rain. Nothing no different, y'all. And how he brought Lot out of Solomon and Gomorrah, because of what was about to happen. It's no different. Sister Deborah is saying that you all, it is not the time to think that, okay, I got this. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to be about this. If you can't be about the most high or higher, you're going to get caught out there. Because today, me and Charles was talking, I was telling him how I saw my son Jonah, and I saw him crying because he was missing his mother. I saw him crying because the day and the hour shall come that I too will be separated from them, and we won't be able to detach to one another. It ain't saying that I'm going to be cease. It ain't saying they're going to be cease, but it's going to come a time. I've seen his cry. I've seen his whole face, and he is so, him and China, so broken. And I see it, and just imagine me as a mother seeing this and how I feel. That's how I can speak the way I'm saying to you all. Keep thinking that this is playtime. This is what they say. What's that word they were saying? This time to. It's a word I heard them saying, but it's not that time. It's time to try to find a relationship with him. So whatever situation you end up in and you might enter into, at least you can have a relationship with him. Let's go to the biblical and see what Sister Deborah is saying. You notice when the disciples, when they became apostles and they traveled, they forever got locked up. They got locked up. And the places that they got locked up, let me tell you, it wasn't places like the jails today. It was worse, you see. But they went in and they had no problem going. Why? Because they knew how to touch the hem of his garment, how to enter into the closet with the Father. They knew how. And each time they did, guess what? They came out. Look at Daniel in the lion den, same way. He wasn't concerned about being thrown in there with them lions. He wasn't concerned. He wasn't worried about it. Why? He had a connection already before he was put in there. You see, he already had a connection with him. He had a connection when he was put in with the lions. He already had. Look at the Hebrew boys. You see, did they fight? They getting ready to go into the fire furnace, and it's hotter than they ever been. You think those 3 Hebrew boys was crying and fighting? No. They already had a spiritual contact that says, go on in, baby, I got you. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like this Mickey Mouse everybody today has. No. Want to rule him and tell him what to do and how to do it. Or I got something to say and I'm going to tell him this and I'm going to tell him. No, you ain't got nothing to say, not in this closet. You think the Hebrew Israelites, not the Hebrew boys, had something to say in that fire furnace? No, they had their mouth closed. You think Daniel in the lion den had something to say? No, he had his mouth closed. You think the apostles, when they was locked up, you think they was fighting the soldiers, cursing them out or having something to say? No, they had their mouth closed. The only way you're going to be able to enter into that closet, your ugly, fleshly mouth got to be closed. You got to shut that mess up because your flesh going to get you in a heap of trouble when it's time. A lot of people thinking, okay, well, I'm not going to take this here and they ain't going to give meat on this and they ain't going to do this and that. You ain't got the strength in your flesh to say what you will not do. You don't have it. But if you have a relationship with him where he got it, not you. You see, that's where we're at. It's not putting so much trust in what you got, what you going to do and how you going to be doing. Because when you finish, you just going to be out there. Because if you ain't got a relationship with him in the spirit, you just going to be on your own time. Doing you in your flesh. Because your flesh going to get you in trouble every chance it gets. Every chance it can, it's going to get you in trouble. And guess what? When you stand before that judgment, you're going to be standing for the judgment for everything you did in your fleshly body. And that's why the flesh don't care about your spirit. It will get you to the point where nothing in your spirit is lining up with your most high or higher. Nothing in your spirit even desire to go into the closet. Nothing in your spirit desire to even commune with y'all in spirit and in truth. Nothing in your spirit. Why do you think it's all these churches closing down? Why are these big time TD Jakes and Clifford Dollos and all of them? Why you think they have boomed? It's because they have lied, and still lying, even though now they know the truth. They still lying. Look at Geno Jennings. Geno Jennings. He refused to even talk about. He refused to even talk about the Hebrew Israelites being the people because he knows he's half cocked. He's totally half cocked. He's playing two sides. He just don't have y'all understanding that. That's why he stay on that side. Oh, I'm baptized and I'm baptized 100. So what? They stood before you, a dry devil and went down, a wet devil and came up a wet devil. So it don't make no difference. If they ain't been tried by that fire, if they ain't had the spirit baptism, they still lost without a cause. And you are too. See, these people want to rule and control. Y'all has given them the full. See, that's what they don't understand. A higher has given you all the full control. That's why the heathen's foot is still on your neck. A higher has still given you the full control of your ignorance, your stupidity. You see? And look, in the same way this Dow's guy, same old way. He ain't escaping nothing, y'all. Like I told this one young man, don't worry about this. Leave it alone. See what a higher can do and will do and have already said that he's going to do. That's all that's that. And back away. Leave it there. Because we really look to these people and make them something that they will never be in a higher. They will only be that to the flesh of men and women and children. They won't be what they are to a higher because he don't see that to be anything that he stands for. He's bigger than that. He's beyond that. And you got pastors after pastors in these mega church, Joe Norstein, whatever his name is, all of them. They've been feeding y'all trash, and everybody eat it like it's a full meal deal. And it is to your flesh, but to your spirit has nothing to run on. Nothing. People don't see. They don't see. This is something else people don't see. They don't see, and they have not seen. I never voted but one time in my life. Because when Ahaya had already gave me the understanding of what voting for president and all these different positions was, he said, Deborah, underground, the one who wins is already assigned the position. All they doing is role playing for the people. They role playing against the people. Got the people thinking it's about Republican, Democratic, Trump and Biden. Now they're trying to bring up all these things on Trump. They're trying to kindle the fire and doing all kind of wicked and evil under the ground and doing against the people in this country. People in this country, let me tell you something. I'm going to set the house on fire. People in this country don't understand that the reason why they're bringing others here, because that's the plan of the UN. That's how they planned it. They said, okay, we know that the United States has fallen. So we're going to put all the ones out of our country and we'll bring them to yours. Or we'll give you some of ours and you can put them in yours, because that's where the chaos is going to be. See, they already know, y'all. Purging, y'all ignorant. You thinking that purging is just something to be playing on. No. This is all a part of it. They know that they got to put everything in this country so they can bring on the chaos. Why? Because they're looking at the only battle they're going to have is with the Gentiles being the most people. So let's add others in this pot. And that's what they're doing. They bring in others here behind the system back, meaning not behind the system back, because the system is the one doing it, behind the so-called government back. They bringing in all this chaos. Now, y'all understand this. A lot of these mayors and senators, they don't know what the rat's behind going on because they ain't read this book. But what they're doing is they bringing these people here. Let me explain to you why. Because they're going to, the fire is going to be kindled, and it's not going to be. He want me to stop saying going to be. It is. It's actually, that's why they want to give them housing and food and everything they're not giving the other people, so it can be a chaos here. They doing this intentionally. They doing this on purpose. So it's going to be, and the people that they bring in over here, guess what, you all? They don't know nothing about them outside of, it could be a lot of people that they had over there. The first thing they release is their prisoners. They brought their people over here, and it's a lot of their prisoners on both sides. When they let the Africans come over here and when they let the Ukraine and others come. Don't think that these just normal people, y'all. They're not normal people. They know what they bring into this land. You remember in the Bible it says, and they're going to look over and see the smoke. The reason why the people looking over here to see the United States that way is because that's the way they set it up. Is to destroy it from the inside. But we got to bring different countries of people who they don't want over here to mix in with all. See, that's why y'all don't, the people here, I see people with flags. And I said, that's the saddest thing. Everyone that's, they call them a patriot or whatever. Everyone that got a flag on their front door of their houses, in their cars, everywhere, those are the ones that's going to shoot off first, because they're going to be hurt by what the country is going to betray them. The country already betrayed them, but they're gone too, not understanding. Your country betrayed you, baby, long time ago. You're just too ignorant to see it. Anybody had any sense to see, United States took everybody's house from them like it was nothing. Foreclosed on everybody's house and nobody said a word. That right there lets you know they was already destroying the people. Twin Towers, they did that whole thing. All of it was orchestrated This wicked country, underground, the elites that rules it, they all was partaker, and they're not doing this themselves, y'all. They doing it with the other countries too. They just got y'all thinking it's about this Ukraine and Russia. That's a setup from the floor up, y'all. That's all set up stuff to get y'all off the focus of what they all working on. All over the world is working on United States, making sure they get it where they're planning on destroying it, all the debris. So that's why when they look over, they're going to be looking over, seeing the smoke, because they're going to know that they were partaker in what is actually going to take place in this land. And the thing about it, they're not, a lot of us think that they're trying to destroy us. They're not too much worried about us because we're a large population and we already been destroyed here. You see, we're gone, y'all. You can say what you want, think what you want, believe what you want. We're gone. I sit every day and go out into the streets. I get out here and I go places. And when I see how our people conduct themselves, they gone. They gone. I even got people who I told was gone. They were gone. They coming and calling me. You know what, Deborah? You know what is going on with our people? Do you? No, baby, it ain't just started. It been like this. We just in the full denial. And in the midst of our denial, we're gonna get caught out here in it. See, when he's saying come out, he's meaning that you got to come out of this, all this here stuff that has been messed up from the floor up, thinking that it's, it's something that it ain't. Come out of that. You got to go into spirit and truth. You have to go into the realm with him. You see, on that holy ground. That's the relationship you need to be having while you're here, because those are the ones that's going to get out of here. These other ones, like Sister Deborah sitting here telling y'all don't even believe that these people be on this devil platform teaching y'all yang, 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 yang. And guess what? It's so far from what really is taking place now, right now, as I speak. There's a reason why they got them people coming up in here. There's a reason why they're doing all the things that they're doing. Even when they trying to start, they said this Christmas holidays, not the Christmas, but the Thanksgiving and all these holidays, they're going to hire a certain amount of people. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like saying, these people are really making things appear to be one way. I guess it's just that easy to get the people to believe it. And it is. The people believe any and everything. Now, it was said here in Missouri that the bee is now, it's a lot of people are coming to the hospital because now they have the bee. Not the bee, but the bee. And we sitting here living in Missouri. We know that's a lie, but they can easily manipulate the multitude and the people with just a few words, and the people take off running and believe everything they say. And this is how easy it's going to be. Now, it says that people are going to be going back to their country, back to their home. You don't see nobody coming back. You see them bringing people here. You see? Isn't that strange? Because those who are going back knowing what is about to happen here. So they're going to go back to theirs and everywhere else because they knows what's going to take place in this country. You see? Now, Babylon is not this country only. It is a system. It is a system. Okay? But this country has their people locked into a system and destroying them from that plan of that system that they have set up. And they're doing an excellent job, because I'm sitting here watching, like Deuteronomy 28 said, that Judah was going to be gone. Judah's gone, y'all. I start to say 90%. No, Judah's gone. I see it every day. Judah's gone. Judah is gone. And that's make it hard for me to even get on here to say anything, because it's like saying that, okay, you're saying this, but Deborah, they're not going to get it. But how you say, you stay in that race. As long as you're on that earth and you in that race, you in your lane, you keep talking. See, so a lot of people thinking because you got people on these platforms and they talking about what's happening and but that don't mean nothing. They just keeping you informed. For what? You have to be informed by a higher. You have to have a relationship with him in the spirit realm and hear him inform you. You see? But if you feel that you got your personal relationship with him and you don't need all that, it ain't that serious, that's good for you. I'm sure that's what they said during the days of Noah, during Solomon, the days of Solomon and Gomorrah. Everybody, even in every, not only just that, but Israel don't understand how many times Ahijah destroyed them. You would think that they would wake up in this last day to see and understand that he'll take your tail up out of here, and you won't enter in no New Jerusalem and no promised land. You just gonna get your tail up out of here because he ain't gonna be dealing with us. And that's how we are doing on these platforms. We're feeding each other trash. We are not feeding these people anything that connect them to the power that's going to usher them out of here or get things right and protect them while they're here till he get them where he want to get them. Those people who don't take that to be serious, they just going to fall by the wayside with the whole Babylon. And they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Now, if you ain't in your right mind, and Deuteronomy 28 say you're going to be destroyed, don't you want your mind right? You don't care about your mind being destroyed as long as your spirit, because your spirit has a mind. As long as that is right. Let this mind be in you that's in Yeshua HaMashiach. You see? Spirit. It can still uphold you. And he can still take you to the promised land. But if you think that you're going to get there because of who you are, what you have, what you've been doing, how you serve him privately on your own, you go right ahead. He's going to ask you also, what did you do lately? Did you do this? Did you tell somebody about who I am? Did you visit me in the hospital? Did you go to the prisons? And a prison can be a place where people don't have nobody to tell them. It don't have to be just a jail. It can be the jail, but people are in a prison in their mind, prison in their homes. So it's just saying that, okay, everybody's more caught up in me, mine's, and we're going to get there one way or another because we have, and we know where we're going. No, you don't. Because everything is going to be everywhere. Everything. So Sister Deborah would say, the best thing I could give and the best thing I could say is have a relationship with the Most High, Ahijah, in spirit and truth. Because right here it told you, you're going to be judged for everything you done in your body, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And really it should have been whether it's good or whether it's evil. You're going to be judged. Now, wait a minute. Your body's going to be in the ground. So what are you going to be judged by? Because you let that thing that went into the ground rule over your spirit, well, you're going to pay the consequences of what your body did in the spirit. You're going to be judged based on what your body did while your spirit was rested therein. That's why you got to get the body under the subjection to the spirit, because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. It does not want anything. And go into the biblical and search the scriptures where it tells you how your flesh is your worstest enemy, and it's forever fighting up against your spirit. It's a war going on. So when you hear them say principality in high places, they're talking to you too. Letting you know you fighting against your own spirit, fighting against your flesh. How you like me now? And you sitting here saying, oh, we fight not against flesh and blood. You sure right. But your flesh, your spirit is constantly fighting your flesh. And it's a spirit having to try to get your flesh under the subjection. That's a fight in itself. He's letting you know the spirit has the upper hand at all times. Give it to him. Because that's the only place I abide in. I don't deal with your nasty flesh. I deal with your spirit. So let your flesh be under the subjection to your spirit, because your spirit is where I will come. A higher says, and rest therein, and abide, and lead and guide you. So a lot of people don't even understand. You ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh because your flesh still ruling. Your flesh is ruling your spirit. Except for instance, you wake up and you go to sleep tonight and don't wake up. You will be judged based on your flesh ruling your spirit. And that's what you're going to be judged on. Because that flesh can be tamed by your spirit. Because a higher can get in that spirit to tame that flesh. And then you go to when it's all said and done, you know what? Your flesh ain't going to have no dominion. It's going to be your spirit speaking on your behalf. Because a higher rests therein. It ain't going to have the dominion to be able to. It's going to be in the ground, and your spirit is going to be judged by how it served the Most High, a higher, and not its flesh. So anybody in the live chat had any question? If not, I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. And I say unto you, if anyone has any question or have something that we got, say 10 minutes, anything you want to discuss, or maybe you have an answer to something or a question. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate you. And I will say that it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I keep hearing, I don't think it's going to be, from what I'm seeing from the wilderness, I cannot see where, I still can't see it, y'all. I can't see where we're going to come out of this like we thinking. I can't see it. You hear me saying that? But I know that if I keep hearing him and listening to him and abiding in him while he abide in me, and we are one in him, that's what I have to run on with. That's it. That's what I have. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, have you heard that? I've been hearing that over and over and over and over. And it's just so much stuff out there to throw you off. You know what, y'all? Let me ask y'all, have y'all heard of this? Yeah, I've heard them say that. And you know what? They just talking yang, 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 yang. That's what they talking about. Yang, 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 yang. Ain't nothing going to happen outside of what they are planning themselves, to make it something. But I tell you one thing. Gina said to me, she said, Deborah, what's going on? I said, what do you mean? Let me see if y'all ever heard of it. She say, what's with the giants? She say, they talk about the giants. What's going on with the giants? That's what she said. What's going on with the giants? Everybody's talking about the giants. Have you all heard anything about the giants? I'm trying to figure out if this heathen that been on my page and heard me talk about the giants. She approached me yesterday and said, what's going on with the giants? People been talking about the giants, something about the giants. What is she talking about? Do anybody know? I mean, have y'all heard anything about the giants? She deal with them undergrounders too, so I don't know what she's talking about. She probably found my page and been on there, but she asked me, what about the giants? What's going on with the giants? Everybody's talking about the giants. And what she's saying, underground. She's talking about underground. You said New York Giants. That's cute. No one has heard about it. So she might have been on my page where she saw something I said about giants. I hope that she isn't on my page. Haven't heard anything either. See there? Yep, that's what that lady's. That's probably a sign she's saying that she's been on my page. I'm thinking. She don't know what she means because they think she's wealthy. And when I say wealthy, I mean wealthy. They think that they have the power underground. They think they have connection to the underground power. They really do. And I was thinking when, okay, the giants. I ain't heard nothing about no giants. I don't know where she coming from with the giants. But I tell you one thing, we have lied as people. And I know I never did it, but I'm just saying we as a people have lied about giants. And I think we need to stop lying about giants. These were just people that was created to be tall and big. They weren't people that falling from heaven because they was giants. What happened to all these people that we have playing basketball? 7'3", 7'5". Come on now. They falling from heaven too, huh? They fallen angels. Yay. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what she was talking about. What was that theory that you heard? Was that lately? Because if not, that's her just went on my page and her, because she was trying to ask me what's going on about the giants. Did you hear about the giants? What's going on about the giants? I don't know. I haven't heard. So that just leads me to understand. See, they think they know everything. They think they know everything. They really do. Oh, they searched these scriptures too, y'all. Yes, they have. They searched these scriptures, and guess what? They still ain't got it right. Because they don't know spirit and truth. They know what they read, but they don't know spirit and truth of the whole matter. That's what make them not fully there. Nowhere near it, really. Oh, I believe that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was just wondering, I was going to ask someone on here about that, about those, what she's talking about, giants. So I don't know what she's talking about, but she probably don't know what she's talking about. Then heard something, because they are also the people who they think they have the key to it all, and they so missing. Oh, they just missing it all. I told her once before, you sitting here trying to make Trump all this and making Biden all that, laying it together. Now, what is it they can't see? You say that, see what I'm saying? I just thank the Father for the Ruach HaKodesh, because if that teacher, who he is, if the Ruach ain't here, I don't know. Woo, y'all, I'm telling you, if you don't have that Holy Spirit, I don't know, you a mess creek. No, I mean, I heard them talk about Enoch, and you know what? Now they're saying, several of them are saying the Enoch, the book of Enoch is not true. They found it out, but they followed it. You see, that's why I say all these. Solomon already told you, leave these darn books alone. That's what Solomon said. All that he learned. Remember, Ahia asked him, "What is it that he asked of him?" And he said that I learned the knowledge of what he said, to learn the things that's under the sun. And Ahia gave that to him. That wasn't in no book. So why do Enoch and all these other ones have books? That's crazy. In Deuteronomy 2, okay. 9 and 2. That's all it says. That's what, but you know what? They got me too when I went and I kept looking for the fallen angels. Ain't no such thing in the Bible. Go look up it. You ain't gonna find it. You'll find all on Google people's personal opinion, people theory, people way of saying, but you won't find it. And they'll take you through books you ain't never heard of. But then what happened to the King James Bible, where the Ruach comes to teach you out of? And he's teaching you out of it is because it's been so smeared up and down. When the Ruach HaKodesh come, it comes to teach you all things. So that which is crooked, he's going to bring it straight. You know? That which is smeared, he's going to wipe it up in you, where he abides. After going down a rabbit hole. You ought to quit. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's all it said. So how did, just because they strong and great and high and tall? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get what these men done, just like they did with women. They did the same thing with the giants. Same thing. But didn't let Ahia tell us what it was or what, because it ain't nothing he wants to tell us. It ain't nothing to be told. That's just us making it out of something. And then when you go on Google, you got all kind of people setting it up the way they want to hear it and the way they want to feel about it. Yep, that's how that's the only thing I heard, that they were great, strong, and high and tall. I mean, but I don't know what these people. You won't find it in the Bible. The fallen angels, you won't find it. No, you can't. You sure can't. The Nephilims actually just mean a rebellion, or what is that? Means a tribe of rebel in Hebrew concordance. They say it's a hybrid. Yeah. Never what is and they called the Nephilims also the giants, but it's nothing said bad about them. So I just don't understand how we got so much negative about them. How did they, just like we black, they look at what they say about us. But you know what, y'all? Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you this question. If you had a chance, everybody, I like to ask this question. If you had a chance and you wanted to live in a community, would you want to live in a community where all of your tribe of Judah is in, as it is today, or in among a whole tribe of what you would call, I wouldn't say tribe, but I would say Mexicans, or a whole community of Europeans, or a mixture? What would you choose? Would you want to be in a community with the tribe of Judah, or with the people that are Mexicans, or the people that are heathens, or a mixture? What community would you? That's four. Which one would you say you would rather live among? Okay, one said a higher spiritual family around me. Okay. So is that family? Is that the tribe of Judah, the Gentiles, the Mexicans, or a mixture? Or you just want to add a spiritual family? I know that's right. That's what Yah's child said too. Okay. Said I love Judith with the craziness. So that's what you would rather be around? I don't see colors. Color. I rather have a spiritual family. Always did. Yep. Uh-huh. That's what y'all child said. Yep. Let me tell you what I have behold. What I see is so off the chain. Um, mm, 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 mm. You know what? I realize that just because a higher is suffering need to see from the level of the wilderness what is actually taking place with Judah. I guess that's probably why I see and understand where Judah is really at in this day and time. It is off the chain. It is off the chain. And then I said, okay, Father, if you allow me to see that in the spiritual realm, why is it no one else can see that in the natural? Because it's deep in the spirit. But why is it they can't see it in the natural? I can see it in the natural. But it's deep in the spirit. Because in the spirit realm, it's showing you that it is what it is. And it ain't gonna get no better. Because ain't no better in it. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no better in it. So in me, I can't understand why no one else sees these things. That's that's the main thing. I want the Father. I guess he don't. I can't want him to do something he's not going to do, because I look at the whole overall and I see the heathens. See, let me tell y'all why I don't talk so much about the Gentiles and the heathens, because they already, just like the flesh going to the ground, they already mission. The lake of fire is waiting for them, with no doubt. With no doubt, y'all. See, so why would I be hard on a people that's created for the lake of fire, and the lake of fire has been created for them? So what do I have to say? What more do I have to say? Let me say that again. Why do I have to say a lot about a people that's created for the lake of fire, and the lake of fire is created for them? Why do I have to expound and say much about them? Because when you're predestined to go a place, it's nothing in you on this earth that you're going to do, say, or portray that's going to change the destiny that the Father already orchestrated. That's why he called it a perpetual hate, y'all. That's why their plan is to take you out first. They got plans to hunt you down. I realize that you can do everything they tell you. You can give them everything they want or they ask for. You can feed their children. You can cook for them. You can bathe their children. You can bathe them. You can clean their house. You can go grocery shopping. You can do anything they have you to do. But guess what? they put you in the same pot. One big pot. As dumb, stupid, crazy, ugly, nasty. If you could see the pot that they put us in, it is off the chain. So you can put us in that pot, but you should see the pot a higher has prepared for you. It don't even need to be in a pot. It's a lake. You see, because honestly, y'all don't see that. I do. It's nothing when our men go marrying them, guess what? The white women, it don't matter. They'll never see you no more than being a monkey. I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm saying. When these white men marry these white black women, they don't see that white black woman as being nothing no more than a monkey. They don't trust them. They don't like their ways. These people are fulfilling their need on the outer man. You see, the moment the mess kick up on the earth, many gonna go to where their nation of people are. Men are gonna leave their black wives. The heathens, the Gentiles, white women are gonna leave their black men. Y'all just don't get it. Everybody's gonna go to the nation in which they were born in, because it's gonna be just that kind of chaos going on. They're not gonna be surviving with their mixed children and their black wife, or their mixed children and their black husband. No, they're gonna drop them like a hot cake and keep it running. Well, what do you mean by that? When I told you all that I had a vision overlooking on the a bridge, and in that vision I saw a multitude of people that cannot be numbered. They were all running in one direction, and nobody was picking up nobody, knocking each other and running and hollering, fire, fire. So if you think for 1 minute that fire in which over in other countries are going to look over and see this fire over here, if you thinking those people are going to focus on his black wife, her black husband, their mixed children, no, they ain't. They're going to run to their owns. They're going to run to their owns. Now, I'm not going to say that about the blacks, because they're going to be thinking, well, where y'all going? I love you. We didn't have. No, baby. It's in them already. People don't understand. A higher has already told us whatever is in them, it is already manifested in them. So it's nothing we can do, say. We can say, for instance, we tell them we want to go back into full slavery and pick cotton. It still wouldn't please them. It's nothing we can say that'll help these Gentiles or heathen see us to be anything outside of what's rooted in them to believe. And it ain't going nowhere. It's not going to change. You see? So I don't have any time to keep saying what they doing, because their mission is the lake of fire. The lake of fire is waiting for them, and they waiting for the lake of fire, because they are not going to abide by the most higher. That's why they went messing with the Bible. That's why they've been hooking up with their Catholic churches, with all these different denominations, with all these different religions, all these different interpretations. Wait, I tell you what, have all your different interpretation, have all your different religion, have all your different Bibles and all your different beliefs. I tell you one thing, if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh, all of that gonna find you in the lake of fire. That's where you're gonna be, eternal. Because when it's all said and done, nobody is trying to stop. When this is wrong, y'all, we ain't doing this here. We done these people this way. Oh no, y'all, we can't be doing this. And we as a people, why are they still doing us like that? Y'all don't get it, do you? Y'all need to check your people out, see what they doing. I sit back and I see my sons, and I said, such beautiful men. But because of what these men are out here doing, it's going to cost them their lives. That's how it goes. Because no one is saying anything about, look here, this wasn't called out, y'all. You said we're going to lose this. But we need to stop doing some things, y'all. We can lose this here, but we can gain our spirit can rule this after this is gone in the flesh. Our spirit can rule. It has a mind that a higher abide in. You see? But no, nobody want to see what these people are doing. Your people is some type of people. And don't nobody want to talk about it. No man want to talk about it. They don't want to stop it. They don't want to gather together to say, wait a minute, y'all, we need to stop doing this. Nothing. Not one thing do you hear the Hebrew Israelite movement saying we're going to stop. Not just, let's just say one thing. One thing. They won't come together and say one thing we need to stop. They won't do it. They won't do it. And I think that's pretty sad. Well, y'all can't, you mean to tell me, y'all the children, you say? If you really the children, you mean y'all can't come together and unite for one thing, one cause, one at a time. Let's stop something one at a time. No, they can't. Because y'all say it's already invested in them. Romans chapter 1. Let me show you where he said it at. See, that's why I say a lot of y'all, you think that, okay, you know, this ain't me, and this ain't what, but because you ain't about truth. You about your flesh. Now listen to what he said in Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. For the wrath of Ahiah is revealed from heavens against ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. Men. Listen to what he say. Who hold truth in unrighteousness. This here is Romans chapter 1, verse 18. Ahiah is saying his wrath. His wrath is what? The wrath of Ahiah is revealed from heavens against all ungodliness and unrighteous men, men, who holds truth in unrighteous. See, you all would think that truth never was around. Yes, it was. Truth is in them. How? It's the image of Yah that he gave them. So truth was present before untruth or unrighteous was. So he said, who holds, that means they got truth in them. He's saying they got truth in them, but they hold it in unrighteousness. And then I said, wait a minute, hold up, Father, Yah, hold up. You're going a little bit too deep here. And he said, continue to read. Because that which may be known of Ahiah is manifested in them. For Ahiah has shown it unto them. See, we want to play like, oh, they bothering us. Nobody. Baby, you can close this book up and never read it another day in your life. Like I said to you at the beginning, when you begin to go into that closet, you don't have to pick up this another day in your life. You wouldn't have to. Because greater is he that is in you that can outride anything in this book. But if he got this in this book telling us, when he come to teach us, he's showing us. Why is it we bypass all of this that he's showing us through the Holy Spirit teaching us? Why do we not look at that? Why do the women not look at that? To confront the men. Then wait a minute, baby. It shows that the righteousness is in you. You hold it. You hold truth under unrighteous. See, they don't want to show them that. And it says M-E-N. It don't say woman. It don't say children. It said M-E-N. His wrath is against that. Them. We don't want to tell them that. And the men don't tell other men that. That's why I was saying they don't want to communicate with each other because all of them know that they're doing a lot of wicked and evilness. All they want to do is play on this devil platform to get subscribers and like and get you to think that they are famous, to make you feel that they think, not fear, to make you consider them to be somebody famous. That's all they want. They don't even want y'all. It's sad, ain't it? They don't even want no part of them. That's why they don't unite. That's why they don't come on one accord. That's why they don't chop each other down when one is doing wrong. That's why they don't say, when y'all come on, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to pull up our pants. You know, you got them all on here talking all this yang, yang, yang. It's one named Papa Duck. He got good points, but this is his problem. He still act like he's trying to sell drugs and stuff to his people and teaching them that it's the way you do it. You know, saying these sort of things. He ain't nowhere on offense. He just on Satan's side, sounding like he's somebody. But you got to watch out for them people. You got to watch out for it. But I tell you, it's something. Yep, make it up. They ain't got, I mean, but just imagine if the people didn't follow them, then they wouldn't do it. See, that's the thing. They got great numbers of people following them. I see people, y'all, let me tell you how deep this is for me. For me, the spirit of discerning is to let you know, to discern evil. Okay? That's really what it's for. And did you know I can get on here and I can listen to them and tell you that is not what they teach you. They are not teaching you because of this, the role they playing that they are. No, they're not. No, they're not. I see some of them on there, and let me tell you, they've been tampering with men. I can discern that. Not because they say it. It's the spirit that's in me. Why would this creator give these things to you, Deborah? Who are you? Why would he allow you to have all these different gifts to be able to discern the eyes, the arms, to discern the spirit or to discern the flesh? Why did he give you the gift to interpret the tongues? Why you? Go back to the Bible and see when the prophetess had the job as a prophetess. According for you to judge, you got to judge with the righteous judgment. Why? Because they were over the whole house of Israel. And they had to bring it to the judgment seat. So when the people came to them, they had to have had something from Ohio to be able to judge. You need to go back and read and understand the positions. And when you read the position, then you'll see, well, wait a minute. Woman's position was to judge the whole house of Israel as a prophetess. Now, therefore, it's not like the men as a prophet. The prophets died. The prophetess didn't. Meaning they murdered the prophets. But the women were not murdered. Their position was totally different and higher in the calling than the man. That's why I say. So if he wants me to be in that position, don't he have to give me the tools to work it? You see what I'm saying? That's why he's been dealing with me since I was 4 years old. He's been giving me the tools to work that and showing me and dealing with me and talking to me daily. See, nobody don't want to accept that. You see? So the men definitely don't want to accept it because, wait a minute, she has the power to judge me. Or TD Jakes won't accept it. Why? Because she can judge me and my whole house. Oh, Clifford Dollars, oh no, we can't have her. Because she can judge, she's been called to judge me and my whole sanctuary. You see? And every man on this devil platform, we can't have a woman speaking, especially no prophetess. Wait a minute, we have to just cut them all off. Said no women to speak. Why? Because if we get a prophetess, we got to get the one like it is in the beginning. Would judge the whole house. And how do they judge the whole house? They stand right where they are. And the people come to her to be judged. Or to be told what thou said or higher in that moment. They don't want that. So they have fought since Genesis 1 and 2 against any righteousness that's rest in Genesis 1 and 2. They have fought against it and applied all this wickedness from Genesis 3 on down and say, we can do this. Yes, you can, because sin had hit the earth in 3 on down. That's why Cain couldn't wait to kill his brother. They were boys. He couldn't wait to kill his brother for no reason. Why? Because sin had hit, that means everything goes. Just that instant. You see how crazy that was? Because that's what sin does. When it hit, when it was out of Genesis 1 and 2, anything goes after then. That's why they get on there and they said women was created for men and not men for women. That wasn't a higher. He did not say that. That's a lie from the pit of hell. He is not contradicting what he said in Genesis 1. Them! Not him! You see? They gone. And they don't care. Because they have won so many people over with the lies in which they've been telling on this devil platform and for so long. And the higher, I'll be like, oh, Father, do you hear? Yeah, Deborah, this need be. That means let it go. Let them do what I are handling that they are doing. I know I'm allowing this. But it's so deep. Yes, it is. It's already weighed, Deborah. I already measured it. You late. You know I did it before the foundation of the world. See, that's what people don't, no respect for the fact that he had the power to put you in the Lamb Book of Life or not. No one cares. You don't hear nobody talking about it. You don't hear nobody preaching and teaching it because they don't care. What took place before the foundation of the world, they don't care. Because all of this interfere with who everybody said that they are, what they're doing in this day and time. What it does is it tell on them. That's what it does. So the things that tells on them, they're gonna make sure they stay away. Even the Christian churches and the Catholics and everybody, they stay away from spirit and truth because it tells them that you've been living a lie. You's a liar. You've been teaching these people lies. You the work of enemy. So they stay away from it. And they continue to teach you the things that they have taught so long to manipulate the people to believe a lie. Yes, he has. He's put us where he wants us. Somebody got to speak it. There you go. And see what happened is they don't like the idea that the Father says a woman will rule over them. That's one. They don't like the idea that if they're going to call out a calling, they can't forsake what took place in the beginning when he had those two prophetess. They were more than two, but he had prophetess back in those days. And not only in those days, but in the New Testament, which I just go for just the Bible itself. I don't have a new and the old. But what they did is, this is what happened to me. When he called me and said with the holy calling, Deborah, you are my prophetess. I got so happy. Guess what, y'all? I didn't eat. I got my Bibles. And I didn't just have no one Bible. I had me about 5 or 6. I got me notebooks, pencils, and papers, and I started writing, reading. I always make sure I fix the kids their dinner and then go back to it. You know, come home from work, go back to it, reading. Till one night he says, Deborah, real quiet voice. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing, Father, and I'm reading, and I'm writing all these scriptures down so I can master what is being said and what chapter and what verse. You know what he said to me? He said, did I tell you to do that? But I just wanted to know where everything's at. In case somebody asked me, I know where it's at. He said, but did I ask you to do that? I said, no, but he said, let me tell you why. My word is me. It was me and it is me. In the beginning, it was with me. This book has many words that is not my words. When you speak of Matthews, Deborah, you speak of James, you speak of the book of Jeremiah, you speak of that's not my word. My word is what is in me. I want to be able to teach you who I am, not from this book, but from where I reside in spirit. You have a spirit. I want to come into you, abide there, and teach you all things. Now, I might use this book, Deborah, to show you that I have some things that I have said through others that has been placed in this book. But don't get caught up with these chapters. Don't get caught up, Deborah, with these verses, because the chapters and the verses is not my word. So while you trying to find the chapter and the verse and how to master it so I can tell somebody the chapter and the verse of where it's at, he said, I am the word. And the word is in me and is me. And that's where it was in the beginning. And it's not in the book. So I learned through him how to hear him. So when I pick up this book and read, that's me studying. And then the Ruach comes in and he lines it up with his word out of his mouth through my spirit from his spirit. So he told me, I didn't tell you to do that. I said, but I told you, I thought maybe when people ask me this and this and this, I can show them. He said, that's not what a prophetess do. But I do want you to read of the prophetess in the book. He said, read them and you'll find you. And when he said that, that was good enough. He said, read them, who they are in here, and you'll find you. And when I did that, I was like, wow. And that's what you all, that's to you all too. Stop waiting for people to tell you who you are in him. Find out who you are by going in the closet with him and let him tell you. And when he tell you, he'll also tell you like he told me, go here and you will see. And I'll meet you there and show you who you are or the purpose or the call or the chosen position I have called you to. And this is what you should be doing. You see, that's how you get it. That Jezebel, you sure right. That's all they talk about, Jezebel. And Jezebel, you know what she was? Jezebel is not who they even say she is. They don't even understand. They be saying Jezebel, and they sound so silly because my son asked me today, he said, Mama, what is hoarding? Hoarding, whoremongering and hoarding. I said, those are men. He said, I thought so. I said, yes, they are. And that spoke of them in the Bible. Tribe of Judah, house of Israel, you see. So it's so many things that they blame and they turn. And that one lady that they call Jezebel, how can you make every woman a Jezebel because you understood that Jezebel and you really didn't understand what the word Jezebel means. That just shows you how not blind. I just said gone. They gone, y'all. They gone. Oh, you do? Could he be calling you to the same position? That's right. Don't even take their opinion. You don't want to hear it. You want to hear from your father. You want to hear him in your spirit because he'll talk to you. He will talk to you day and night. That's right. Yeah. Yep. That might be exactly what you just might be. But yeah, I was it was a thing. I've been to I get chastised all the time and discipline. I don't have no problem with it because I know he only doing it out of his give and gave for me. And I love that. I love the way he deals with me. You know, he deals like a real father. Like my father, I don't remember him really hollering at us. You know, my dad used to thought he was whooping us because he'll take a belt and he'll tap us a little bit. And he said, didn't I tell you? My daddy didn't even know how to whoop. He really didn't. And if he did, he might have did it like once a year. But when he did it, he thought he was doing something. Well, don't let me tell you something. When mama get on you, she don't know how to get off. I'll tell you, mama will get on you. But my mother didn't even whoop us like that either. She didn't whoop us sent you cards and stuff that people say they got whooped. But no, we didn't. Now that wasn't how my family was. But we had a fear of our mom, though. We did. We had a high level of fear of mom. But uh, seek the Father and try that closet communication with Him, and you'll find yourself in a total different relationship with the Most High or higher. Because there is a relationship that he can get. I mean, he not a relationship, it is a feeling that is off the chain. And when you come out of that closet, you're gonna know you out of there, but you're gonna feel totally different. Yeah, she sure did in wrongdoing. And they can't even they can't even rightly divide anything. They just enough to think that they want to get you to believe that somebody is this. But it's a sad thing. It's a real sad thing. So Sister Deborah says, oh, it's 11 o'clock. Oh my, ahaya, 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 ahaya. Sister Deborah, must go. And I say I appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. And I will be back. Um, and I hope you got something out of it. So Sister Deborah, say shalom and shalom to each and every last one of you.